Hi, I'm Beth Graves, and thank you for joining us on the Circus Arts Spotlight. Each week, we'll shine the spotlight on the people, programs, and events of the Circus Arts Conservatory. In addition to professional and student youth performances, we'll explore incredible outreach programs and learn how the circus arts impact so many aspects of life. For more information on today's topic, or anything circus arts related, please go to our website, circusarts.org. Now, let's get started.
Hi, in today's issue of Circus Arts Spotlight, we are going to be speaking about the Circus Arts Conservatory Magnet programs. Karen Bell is the CAC Education Outreach Manager, and here's a name for you, Rikki, Hettig-Rolfg, Meaux. I hope I said that right. If not, it's okay. I got the last one wrong, right? Yeah. Meaux? Is it Meaux?
You got it.
Rikki, Hettig-Rolfg, Meaux is an education associate and coach. Together, they are an integral part of the CAC Magnet programs for middle and high schools here in the Sarasota area. Today, we're going to delve deeper into the management and student experience that these programs provide. We have actually spoken with Karen about them previously, and I think, Rikki, we may have spoken with you a little bit about the high school one a long time ago. So, hello to both of you.
Hello.
And thank you both for being here. Rikki, I know you have to leave a little bit early, but that's okay. We'll speak with you while we can. So, the Magnet program in the middle schools is a new program. This is the first year that we're doing it, and I'm curious as to how the students found out about the program to sign up for it.
Well, the principal of Booker Middle School, Dr. LaShawn Frost, and the Circus Arts Conservatory met last year to talk about it. At that point, she already knew students that would thrive in this program.
Oh.
So that was a good start. But we did, it went out to the school newsletter, and also we had flyers that we sent out.
Okay.
Rikki and I last year for the graduation, the 8th grade graduation, were invited to come and be part of the celebration. And at that point, we gave out flyers as well to family members who were still in the school system. So it's kind of been a word of mouth all around.
Yeah.
And some kids that she knew would really thrive.
Yeah.
Were invited specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have we been contacted by any other schools that would like to participate in the Magnet program?
Not at this time.
Okay. This is probably good to make sure we need more teachers.
Yeah.
So the middle school program, I think we talked about that last time, about how many kids were signed up, but I can't remember. Is it like more than a dozen? Or
It's 12.
Oh, that's okay.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
And out of that, we have 3 that are remote learners.
Okay.
And then the rest are in the classroom.
So that must be kind of difficult doing remote.
It's a challenge.
Some of the time it's a challenge. Some of the things that, like when we would work on circus equipment, for example, at Booker Middle, we've brought some circus equipment to their classroom, and when we go to work on the equipment, we need to have planned other exercises and activities that basically match what we're doing on the equipment for the learners at home. That's pretty much the only challenge that I feel like is kind of a big challenge. The rest of it, they are definitely participating from home.
So, like, if you're doing the low wire, I don't know if that's one of the pieces of equipment that you took, but did you tell them to, like, draw a line on the floor or use a piece of string or something and use that, or with that sort of thing?
That's a great idea. That's the kind of thing we're going to do. We haven't actually done, so this class started with only in-person learners, and then we gained our virtual learners, I would say maybe a month or so in. So we're only about a month in, so a little ways in, and we haven't done low wire while we've had our virtual students.
Okay.
But as an example of what we would do is just what you're saying, have the virtual students put tape down.
Right.
Or walk on a crack or something that would be a straight line. We also have balance exercises for both groups to do, so in class as well as online. So they'd be doing a lot of things together.
Okay.
And there's a lot of balance exercises that you would need to use that would enhance the wire walking experience.
Okay. I have no balance, so maybe I should get those exercises from you.
It's yoga.
Or the STAR excursion, which I learned from our new head coach, Miguel. I can probably describe it to you in a manner that you might be able to envision it and then try it when you want to.
Okay.
So you stand on one foot with your other foot just kind of hovering out in front of you, and you try, using your arms for balance out to the sides, you try and touch as far in front of you as you can with your toe, and then as far out to the side at an angle as you can with your toe, as far directly to the side at an angle backwards and straight backwards, and at an angle. That's the hardest one usually, is at an angle beyond,
like crossing over your foot?
Yeah. And then you do it with the other leg, and hopefully as you get better and better at it, you're able to touch farther and farther away. Yeah. So that's a balance exercise somebody could do while they're waiting their turn, or just
try
get
that.
better at it.
I'd most likely need a wall, though, at least to start with. So I imagine that the children involved are basically loving this program.
Yes.
Is that?
Yes. We have an excellent teacher at Booker Middle School that we work with, Christine Hopkins, and she's really made our first challenge, and not really a challenge, but our first thought was we need to make an ensemble of the kids, because a lot of what we are doing contains a lot of trust and cooperation between the students, and especially in middle school, their image of themselves is very important, and and so if you have anybody laughing or teasing somebody else about something they're doing, that's just negative, and it's not going to work. So the first thing that we did was start doing trust exercises and ensemble games, theater games, and she's just been great with that. She's really brought this class into this cohesive unit.
Yeah,
I agree.
Kids that really like each other.
She would do, like, for example, just inviting students into an activity and then telling them, using her hands to measure, today for this activity you're going to need this much bravery. All right, thank you for giving me that much bravery. This next exercise, we're going to use this much, and I really like the way she's so kind to the students, but yet pulls it out of them. For example, we have a few students in the class who speak less than others, and we can see them coming out of their shell.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful to hear. So have you had to change any of the original plans for the program based on taking it from, like, the proposal, this is what we plan to do, into this is what we're actually going to do?
Yes, and it's mostly just because of COVID and what's going on in the world today.
Yeah.
So originally these students were going to be coming twice a week to the arena
to
work on equipment here. And for the moment we're not doing that because of COVID. So in that way we brought equipment to them. So we have, we're lucky enough to have a dance room to work in.
Oh,
we have a tight wire, and we have a very short aerial piece of aerial equipment that we can hang things on to work with there, as well as they've been learning juggling, and oh my gosh, I saw some video of them juggling today because they've been working on it when we aren't there.
Okay.
And some of them are really getting good. I'm so proud of them.
Nice. I know one of them basically
got it. So, so we just, and then of course adding the virtual learners on is yet another.
We didn't know we were going to have virtual learners for this because initially none were signed up, and then we gained them later. So,
but that's good because when all this someday is over, it'll just be more children in the program.
Yeah.
So, and is it one specific grade in the middle school, or is it any grade level?
It's any grade level. So we have 6th, 7th, and 8th graders.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That must be interesting because they're all such different levels of growth, I guess I should say, mentally as well as physically.
Right. Our 8th grader, we have one 8th grader, and she's such a leader in the school itself.
Yeah.
And she's just, she's just great. She's quirky. She's funny. I would love to have her as one of my clowns.
Yeah.
And she's really kind of the ringleader that keeps everybody together.
She really does. She's a big piece of glue.
Yeah. So that's nice that she's, even though she's the only 8th grader in the class, she's willing to work with all the little people.
Oh, that's good.
It's almost all girls, but we have diversity within the class, and so people find mates that they feel comfortable with.
Yeah. I just think that's wonderful. To me, I'm just, in my head, I'm seeing what you all are describing, and I think it just sounds like a great program. So can you say, so you meet with the kids 2 days a week? Okay.
Originally we were meeting, originally we were meeting 5 days a week so that we could become part of that cohesive piece of teamwork.
Yeah.
But now we're backing off a little bit because of other programming that we're doing as well.
Okay. But then Ms. Hopkins is able to continue with what needs to be done.
Yes.
So is there like a lesson plan, like a regular class?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when we're not there, Ms. Hopkins works on things like circus history or writing prompts that we provide, or writing prompts that she comes up with as well. Right now, because we are just kind of in the midst of / finishing up our Marvelous Miraculous Circus Science Machine.
Right.
Those students are also involved, but they are talking about the science piece of machine. So, for example, when we're not there, they're kind of working on what would be their piece.
Yeah. And so are the kids graded?
Yes.
Oh, yay.
Yes. They had a test last Friday, as a matter of fact.
And was it like a test in juggling, or was it a written test?
It was actually a written test. They were asked about circus history. They were asked about different safety protocols that we use, that we've taught them.
We've taught them some rigging, only in theory, though, so they probably were tested on that.
And what pieces of equipment we've been using and what they're called.
And the makeup of a circus poster. We shared with them a video that the education department here, actually me, I'm not the whole education department, but I did make this video about circus posters and the history of circus posters and kind of why they're made up the way they are.
Uh-huh.
And Ms. Hopkins showed that video to the class, and then the class made their own circus posters and then shared them with us, which was lovely. I'm guessing maybe that was something on the test, too. What are some components of a circus poster?
Yeah.
So for anybody that wants to see that particular video, it's available through the Circus Arts Conservatory CAC Connects program. So you can find it at circusarts.org on the CAC Connects page, or you can look for it on YouTube as well. So Ms. Rikki has to be leaving because she has to get out to the arena to coach. So Karen is going to stick around and speak with us. Thank you so much for your input, Rikki. It's been really a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you so much for having me.
And have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
So, Karen, can you tell us what a typical class period is like for you?
So at the middle school level, we when we are there, we start with a warm-up and a strengthening exercises, and then work into a piece of equipment that we're going to be using for the day. So depending on what that piece of equipment is, would depend on what our warm-up and strengthening exercises are. So if it's an aerial equipment, we work on shoulders and neck and making sure that our back is stretched out.
Yeah.
And then each student, we usually give them 3 different tricks for the day that they would go through, and then they just rotate through that piece of equipment.
Okay.
And now we are really, at first it was just, grunting up on the, just trying to get up there and hang properly. But now we're looking at how they're actually physically sitting, are your toes pointed, or your hands in a nice hole, or you just just holding up your life. Yeah, exactly. Today I was there, and we were starting our circus science piece, which is going to be what Rikki was talking about for the circus science machine.
Okay.
And they are going to be talking about what science they find in the circus equipment. So today we started on that with just going over the science, and then on subsequent days we are going to be talking about being a ringmaster and how to speak into a microphone and how to make be clearly able to speak, especially in an arena. And just what is a ringmaster? Giving them all of that. So.
And so, is a class period like an hour long, or do you have more than that? How much time do you have?
For the Magnets one, it is 55 minutes long.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it goes quick.
I was going to say, you probably jam a lot into that 55 minutes, because it doesn't seem like very much time, especially with 9 in person and 3 remote students. Yes. You have to juggle your time while you're there.
Yes.
So, can you provide? Can you tell us about any success stories that you've had since you've started the program? She's shaking her head. No, you all can't see, but.
Well, I'm going to tell you a funny story first. One of those things you just don't think about when you're doing it. So we were doing some mirroring exercises, which is in theater. It's just finding a partner across 6 feet away, social distance with your mask on, and mirror the other person's activity, what they're doing, their movement. And so the first one is just a typical mirror, and you're just following along the same time frame. And the second one was called a lag mirror. So you move a little bit, and then the other person moves.
Okay.
So the leader moves, you take a beat, and then the other person moves. Well, we were doing this with the kids on the remote Zoom as well, and for them, the mirror already was lagging, because if you had experience with Zoom, there's just a lag.
There's just a delay. There's a couple-second delay.
And so they were getting so confused, so they were doing the lag way before we ever, the rest of us, they were way ahead of the game. But it was funny to watch, because it was just odd.
So were they doing it with one of the kids that was there in person, or were they doing it with another Zoom kid?
They were doing it with a classroom kid and a Zoom kid.
Okay.
So that we could, because you want to make sure that assume kids are still getting socialization and
Yeah.
and are